What if I told you that some of the biggest breakthroughs in trading don't come from new indicators, faster entries, or better news feeds? What if the edge you're missing is mental sobriety, a way of approaching the markets that's rooted in humility, structure, and relentless self-honesty? I know this sounds like a stretch, but I've been trading for well over a decade, and I can tell you this. The biggest drawdowns, even the biggest account blowups that I've ever seen, didn't come from a bad strategy. It didn't come from a bad setup. They came from bad thinking. The same exact emotional spirals that take an alcoholic who's quit drinking and ultimately drives them back to the bottle. This is Trader Rehab, a mindset reset for traders who are serious about staying in this game. We're going to walk through some of the core lessons from Alcoholics Anonymous and how they apply directly to your trading. If you think that sounds crazy, well, you might want to stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just realize that you've been white knuckling your trading without a real plan for any positive change. So let's dive into it. Almost any drunk can stay sober for a day or two. That's not the hard part. The hard part is staying sober when the itch kicks in, when the body wants a hit, when the mind starts justifying just one drink. And that's exactly when it all unravels, unless something deeper has changed within yourself. The founders of AA understood this. They knew that if you don't change the way you think and feel about drinking, that you're probably just going to relapse over and over again. That's why their entire system is built around shifting internal narratives, around gradually reprogramming how you relate to your own urges. Traders, we're not so different. We think we're rational, but most of us, especially during losing streaks, are driven by pure emotion, impulses, ego, the itch to trade, to make it all back, to fix that loss. And just like the alcoholic who swears that this is the last time, we swear we've learned our lesson until that next blow up. So this is what I'm telling you. Lasting profitability starts inside your mind. It's not about controlling the market, changing your strategy, adding more rules. It's about learning how to control yourself. So what does AA actually do that works? Let's go ahead and break it down. First, the 12 steps. These are structured stages of personal growth. You don't just admit you have a problem and move on. You work through a process that rewires how you think, how you behave, and how you relate not only to yourself, but to others as well. Second, there's the meetings. There's community and accountability. You don't recover in isolation. You sit in a room with people who've been exactly where you are. People who've relapsed, people who've fought their own illness, people who've grown through it. And through that, you see what's possible, and you're reminded that you are not alone. Third, there's something called sponsorship. You get someone you can call on at 10 p.m. when the bottle looks tempting, someone who understands the battle because they've been into it themselves. Now ask yourself, what do most traders have? Probably none of that. No structure, no accountability, no community. No one to call when they're about to blow up their account. You think trading is just about setups and learning how to use indicators and the charts. That's like thinking sobriety is just about not drinking. But you have to realize it is so much bigger than that. If you've ever told yourself, I just need one good trade to turn this around, congratulations, you've just experienced denial. Denial is the first symptom of a deeper dysfunction. The alcoholic says, I don't have a drinking problem, I just get a little out of control sometimes. The trader says, my system works, I'm just in a drawdown. And look, drawdowns happen, even to great traders. But if your drawdowns are consistent, account crushing, soul killing experiences, that's not a system. That's a pattern of bad behavior. And it's denial that keeps you from seeing it. I personally have watched traders lose 80% or more of their entire accounts, then just pivot to another guru, another indicator, another system, another market even, convinced that the problem was external. It's the same thing an alcoholic does when he switches from whiskey to beer. Until you admit the problem is you're not going to change. You just change flavors, and the spiral will ultimately continue. So here's the harsh truth. Most people don't change until the pain gets absolutely unbearable. That's what rock bottom means. For an alcoholic, it's waking up in a hospital bed or in the county jail. For a trader, it's staring at your screen after blowing your account for the umpteenth time, wondering what exactly just went wrong again. Until it hurts that bad, you'll keep pretending that things are fine. You'll blame the market, the news, the algo, whatever the flavor of the month is. But once you hit bottom, the story changes. You're no longer trying to be right. You're trying to survive. And that's where real change begins. The first step in AA is admitting you're powerless over alcohol, that your life has become unmanageable. Traders, it's pretty much the same exact thing. Your first step is saying, I've lost control over my losses. I can't keep doing this. And I get it. Admitting you're a loser, even temporarily, feels like failure, but it's not. It's the start of ownership, of real accountability. Until you can admit that your results are your responsibility, you're just going to keep blaming external stuff and refusing to grow. In AA, there's a powerful phrase, one day at a time. Because when you're trying to rebuild, thinking about forever is too overwhelming. It's too heavy, too unrealistic. The goal isn't to stay sober for the rest of my life. The goal is to stay sober today, just for today. Traders need that same exact mindset. You don't need to be a consistently profitable trader this entire year or this entire month. You just need to trade the plan today. Stick to your rules today. Just for today, respect your risk. Every trading session is a chance to prove something to yourself. Not to the market, not to Twitter, to yourself and only to yourself. And when you stack enough of those clean days, the account grows. Your confidence is going to grow. You're going to start to trust yourself more. You're going to start to trust that you're going to follow your rules. You're not going to have that same situation where you tell yourself that tomorrow I'm going to follow the plan and you don't again. Just like the alcoholic who says, I'm not going to drink tomorrow, and by noontime, they're cracking open a beer. It's no different. Ultimately, the chaos will fade one day at a time, and that's how the professionals are built. This might sound strange, but if you're a trader stuck in a cycle of failure, you might want to try and go to an AA meeting. Yes, even if you're not an alcoholic. Find an open meeting in your area. They're held in churches, community centers, online, and just sit in the back. Don't speak, don't introduce yourself, just listen. What you're going to hear is raw honesty, stories of pain, relapse, loss, ego, shame. But ultimately, what you're also going to hear is growth, recovery, renewal. Every time someone says alcohol, just mentally replace the word with your trading losses. You'll be shocked how similar the stories sound. And you'll realize something profound. You are not the only one who sabotaged themselves. You are not broken. You're just untrained in emotional sobriety. And that can be taught. Alcoholics Anonymous isn't called Drinkers Anonymous. That would be too soft, too polite. The name kind of needs to sting a little, to shake people out of denial. So if we had our own recovery group, it wouldn't be Traders Anonymous. It would be Losers Anonymous, because the word loser makes people flinch. And that's exactly the point. Calling yourself a loser doesn't mean you're doomed. It means you're finally being honest, that you understand the danger that you represent to your own account. I say this all the time before I trade. Good morning, my name is Chris, and I'm a loser. I have it in me to do some serious financial damage to my account today. It's not self-hate, it's respect for the risk involved in the markets every single day. It's respect for the edge, for the process. That mindset, it helps to keep me sober. If you've ever clicked into a trade without a plan, just to feel something, you experience the trading equivalent of a drunk reaching for the bottle. The urge to trade isn't always about edge. Sometimes it's about relief, whether it's relief from boredom, from pain, from needing to feel in control. But real professional traders, they know how to sit on their hands. They wait. They let the market come to them because they understand something gamblers never do. Not trading is a position itself. Every time you click, you reinforce discipline or addiction. You're either honoring structure or chasing a fix. The sober trader wins by doing less. When traders spiral out of control, they don't tend to slow down. What happens is they tend to accelerate. They jump from market to market, from guru to guru, from system to system, buying prop firm after prop firm, telling themselves they're adapting, but really they're just panicking. It's no different than the alcoholic who switches from whiskey to wine and swears he's in control, but he's not. He's just trying to repackage the same addiction. You don't fix trading problems by changing symbols or strategies. You fix them by changing yourself. There's an old saying, when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. Most traders never stop. They keep trading bigger, risking more, trying to win it all back. But until you step away, until you breathe, until you reflect, that hole just keeps getting deeper. Hitting rock bottom as a trader isn't just about money. It's about identity. It's about telling everyone you're a trader, then watching yourself blow up once again. It's about shame, embarrassment, humility. That's that gut punch most can't recover from. They walk away from the markets. They wash out. They never come back. They call trading a scam. They say it's impossible. But a few lean into the pain. They let it teach them. They stop looking for the magic setup and start building some real structure, real rules, real risk control. And from that bottom, they rise. Not by trading better immediately, but by thinking better, by feeling better, by owning their role in every result. That's how a real trader is born. Every successful trader I know treats trading like a business. And businesses don't gamble. They take calculated, defined risks. In trading, that means setting your max loss per trade before you enter. The industry standard is 2% of your account. That's your edge preservation number. If you violate it, you're not trading, you're gambling. No one trade should threaten your career, period. I don't care how good it looks. If the stop you need is too far, well, you're going to have to pass on that trade. Just let it go. Sobriety in trading means that you respect your capital. You protect your downside, and you walk away when the math says to walk. Traders who don't keep records aren't traders. They're gamblers, and gamblers avoid the truth. You need to know exactly what you're doing and why. That means journaling every trade, every entry, every exit, every reason for the setup, your emotional state, the risk involved, your reward, max drawdown, max unrealized profit, every single detail. Why? Because patterns don't lie. The numbers won't lie. And if you keep blowing up after 3 green days in a row, that is a pattern. One you can fix if you begin to track it. Professional trading requires professional review. You wouldn't run a restaurant without knowing which dishes sell the best, what ingredients are being moved, which ones are sitting in the cabinet. You don't want to run your account completely blind. You need the numbers of your business. And if you're not journaling or tracking your trades, you're not running a business, you're just running a hobby, and what seemingly is a gambling hobby. I start every single session the same way. Like I said, good morning, my name is Chris, and I'm a loser. That's not negativity. Like I said, this is just me being honest. It reminds me that I'm capable of doing serious damage to my account if I'm not careful. That no matter how good yesterday was or how good I think I am, today starts again at 0. It humbles me, it centers me, and it keeps me from thinking I'm invincible. It keeps the reality in the forefront of my mind, what I'm capable of doing at any point, and that's destroying my account. Treat every morning like a meeting. Take some time to review your risk, review your plan, review your identity, review who you are. Go in today knowing what you're willing to risk and what you're not willing to risk. Because the moment you forget who you are, that you weren't willing to blow your account today and you wanted to stop out at $500 and you keep going, the market will remind you for you, and it won't be as gentle. I want you to picture 2 traders. One's hyped up, jittery, in 5 positions all at once, reacting to every single tick, click, click, click. The other, calm, disciplined, focused. Maybe hasn't even taken a trade yet today. Who are you going to bet on? My guess is the calm one, every single time. Because trading isn't about speed, it's about clarity. And you can't be clear when you're emotionally drunk on dopamine. Serenity isn't weakness, it's a weapon in the markets. It lets you see structure others miss. It keeps your capital intact while others are panicking. You don't win by reacting, you win by responding. And that response comes from a calm, sober mind. So this is it. You've made it to the end, and by now you understand that this wasn't just about trading. This is all about transformation, recovery, humility, structure, the real edges. These are the edges that will last. You don't have to be the smartest trader in the room. You don't have to be the smartest trader on social media. You don't have to catch every single move. You just have to stop sabotaging your own success. And this all starts with some real self-honesty. Allow yourself to build some real discipline. Trade with sobriety. One day at a time, one trade at a time, one edge at a time. You don't have to wake up tomorrow with another blown account wondering how you got here again. Today can be the day that you change everything, that you learn to stick to your rules and give yourself some real self-honesty. Welcome to Trader Rehab, and I'll see you on the screens. Please, if you enjoyed this video, hit me up with a comment below, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. I do feel like this video is going to help a lot of traders out there, so help me pass this message along. And if you're looking for continued assistance, be sure to join my free Discord. There's a link for that in the description of this video. I'll see you in the room.